Yesterday, failed Republican gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake appeared in court for the very first time as the initial proceedings begin for the lawsuit that her and another failed Republican candidate from Arizona, Mark Finchem, they've sued, of course, to overturn the state's election results. So yesterday was the first day that she appeared in court. I'm actually kind of shocked that that even happened because I thought for certain the judge would laugh this case right out before anybody even came into the courtroom. But maybe the judge just wanted to hear the ridiculousness that Carrie Lake and her legal team had to present. And by the way, me calling it ridiculousness isn't me calling it that. Actual legal experts have looked at the 70-page lawsuit. And one of them actually said, here it is, this is a Jim Barton, Democratic election attorney, who said, it is poorly written, frankly. It's so long and meandering, I think the underlying claims are terrible and the lawsuit is terrible, and it's frankly embarrassing that this kind of thing can be filed. It does not even come close to providing the level of specificity that you need to file a lawsuit. So what's in the lawsuit? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. A bunch of ridiculous claims by Carrie Lake that she cannot back up with any evidence. She claims that the voting machines were hacked. She also claims hundreds of thousands of allegedly illegal ballots infected the election. Hundreds of thousands. And nobody called on to this. Carrie Lake's the only one who knows that it exists. She's also the only one who knows that the voting machines were somehow hacked. Watch what you're saying there, Carrie, because you may end up on the wrong end of one of those voting machine company lawsuits that's not going well for anybody that's been sued by them yet. So if I were you, probably wouldn't say that because they're out for blood and they're probably going to get it. But again, as the legal expert points out, there's no substance to any of this. She's literally making stuff up. Another legal expert, Derek Muller, professor of law at the University of Iowa College of Law, said, I don't think this case will go very far and will probably be dismissed pretty quickly. She lost by a significant margin. There are very few specific details. There are lots of details that are trying to relitigate the 2020 election. I was a little surprised at how much was just restating things from 2020. There's just not a great path forward based on the speculative kinds of claims that are being made in this complaint. Mueller also went on to add that he's a little shocked and he thinks it's very telling that Carrie Lake didn't actually hire election lawyers to file the lawsuit. One of the people she has representing her is Brian Blem, who was hired by the failed firm Cyber Ninjas in the so-called audit of the 2020 election. And then she has DC corporate and employment attorney Kurt Olson. So you got a guy that represented Cyber Ninjas, and that didn't go well. Then you got a guy who's a labor lawyer, an employment lawyer. Like, what the hell does he even know about election law? I know it sounds weird, folks, but there's a reason lawyers have specialties, right? They go to, this kind of white-collar corporate defense. They go to be a, class action lawyer or a motor vehicle lawyer or a workman's comp lawyer. They have specialties because law is very complicated. You can't know everything about everything. And she hired a guy that knows nothing about anything. What is interesting as well is that the lawsuit, like the beginning of the filing, actually mentions a poll from Rasmussen asking people, do you think Carrie Lake's election was stolen? If she's using that as the basis of her lawsuit, like a majority of people that we polled said they think it's stolen, so I'm filing a lawsuit. Cool. That's awesome. That's not what a lawsuit can be based off of, though. And your lawyers should know that. This case is going to get laughed out of court one day soon. May actually even happen as I'm sitting here speaking. Who knows? But we do know one thing for sure. All of the other lawyers that have filed similar election challenge lawsuits haven't just been smacked down in court, they've been punished. So Mr. Blem and Mr. What's your name again? I already forgot because you're that unimportant. Mr. Olson, Mr. Blem and Mr. Olson. Y'all better go ahead and lawyer up as well, because if the past is predicate, then y'all are probably going to be facing some kind of sanction in the very near future for filing such a bogus and fictitious election challenge lawsuit. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.